Thank you so much, Danica, and to our audience. Thank you, Megan, for moderating. Thank you to those watching online for such a thoughtful day and for joining us for these 4 talks. I have scribbled down some notes of synergies across them that I'll share with you briefly, and then we'll migrate over to the Russell Center for a reception so that you'll have some time. We didn't get to all the questions we received for some of the talks, so please approach the speaker if we didn't get to your question, and really happy to talk further. In the theme of transnational Wests that we started with today, we talked about the kind of sort of unfixity of the idea of a rhizome as a model for understanding relationships that are happening in different directions simultaneously and across communities and across nations. And I think that all 4 of the talks that we heard today get at those concepts in fascinatingly interwoven ways. We see the specter and also the visible force of imperialism, kind of shared conversations about settler colonialism, not only in the U.S. context, but also in North Africa, also in Japan. And then we also see the counters to those forces, the ways in which those attempts to kind of commandeer and to control can be countered in subtle ways and also in overt ways. And I think for me, this is something that's really exciting about the field of art history as a discipline and visual culture studies as a discipline, that it enables us access to a kind of uneasy space where we can see how complicated these relationships are. We can see multiple positionalities and perspectives and spaces for agency, intervention, and also insistence on sovereignty, even in the face of the imperial global program. I also was really interested to draw on Danica's discussion of radical relationality. I started to think about a cultural geography concept that I've pulled in some of my writings from Tim Cresswell called Constellations of Mobility. And what I had liked about that concept was that, kind of like the rhizome, it is offering us a space for dialogues and movements and the kinds of slippages of not only space and place and whether we're in a fictive environment or a real environment, but also some of those temporal gaps that we were talking about. And so I'm now interested to dig into kind of inter-imperiality and radical relationality to think about sort of where the synergies are, but also perhaps departures within those ideological frameworks. And so, again, I hope that you've all come away with a strong sense that as it's circulating and kind of being refigured and taken up in international contexts and transnational settings, the American West is this kind of fluid and fungible concept that is getting taken up for a whole variety and suite of purposes on the macro scale and also on the micro scale. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Look forward to more conversations at the Russell Center at the reception. Thank you.